Hello everyone, good morning, happy Saturday. As a Capricorn, it is my lucky day. So, someone actually asked me what hepatic encephalopathy is and what it does to you. So, I'm going to tell you, and it also affects my writing. Sometimes I think, like, when I'm doing my videos, you can see I will forget words, I will stumble over words, I will have these slight cases of dyslexic speaking. So hepatic encephalopathy is when you have ascites, which is a buildup of fluid in your abdomen. When you have liver disease. And what happens is it'll get infected, and the infection affects your brain, it affects your cognitive function, it affects your speaking, your thinking, your memory, and everything. So like I said, I had it twice. The second time it was horrific. It was probably midnight, and I had it like what happens is you get really confused. Somehow, like, I remember bouts of it. Like, I remember somehow I my YouTube ended up like in Japanese. I don't know how I got to Japan's version of YouTube on my computer, but I did. I couldn't figure it out. Like, my phone, like, it would be on the home screen, and I would be pressing the button to get to the home screen, and my daughter's dad was like, it's already on the home screen. I'm like, oh, it was like, and my world became gray. Like, everything around me, the color dulled and it faded and it was gray, and it was really bad. And one night he had to call call 911, call the ambulance, because I was unresponsive. I don't know if I was blacked out. Well, I was blacked out, I don't remember. But I don't remember the paramedics coming in and taking me to the hospital. They took me to the closest hospital, which is Mount Carmel? Mercy West, I think it's called Mercy West. And then they took me there. I remember arriving in the ambulance, and then I woke up in the hospital bed, and then it's the next thing I knew, I was in the ambulance again, taking me to Ohio State Hospital. And I woke up in the bed in Ohio State Hospital, and I remember the nurse asked me, where are you? And I said, Mercy West. He's like, no, you're in Ohio State. And in my mind, we kept going back and forth between the two hospitals, and I was like, Ohio State, why do we keep going back and forth between the two hospitals? And he said, no, you came straight here from Mercy West, you're not going back and forth. And it was days of, I was in and out of consciousness. When I was at Mercy West, I thought I was only there for maybe an hour. No, my daughter's there. Dad said he was sitting with me in the emergency room for 6 hours. He's like, you were out most of the time. They did MRIs and what's it called? This is one of the things I'm talking about. MRI, CAT scan. And I was like, I don't remember any of it. I had no underwear on. I'm like, where's my underwear? Why did they take my underwear? And my daughter's dad was like, well, because I had ascites, they put me on lactulose, which makes you go to the bathroom all the time, even when you don't want to. He was like, well, you had an accident, and I had to take your bottom half of clothes. He's like, I had to take your pants and your undies and put on clean pants. I was like, why didn't you give me clean undies? He's like, I don't know. They were trying, it was just, but yeah, like, I would be in the hospital. They would ask me every day, what's your name? What day is it? Who's the president? What year is it? And I would, every day, it's the same questions over and over. And I couldn't answer the questions. like, I didn't know what year it was. I didn't know who the president was. Sometimes, like, they would ask me, what's your date of birth? I wouldn't know. You know, obviously, as they had me on antibiotics, and they had me on you know, saline, antibiotics, all this stuff. Obviously, I got better, but I didn't get better because I have memory problems. I forget things. That's why I have to write things down all the time. I forget words, just like I forgot the word CAT scan. When I'm writing, it's difficult because I have to make sure I write down all the characters. I have to write down all the main plot points. A lot of times I have to reread my story, my novel 2-3 times, to make sure that everything is cohesive. Because I will, like, in the first book, I named her Veronica, and then I changed it to Victoria, but I kept going back to Veronica, and I had to go in and I had to change all the instances of Veronica to Victoria. And, you know, you have to take care of yourself. If you have any kind of addiction, you have to take care of it. If you drink, please be careful. Please don't overdo it. I know when we're young, it's fun to go out and get drunk. But it will mess with you. You have to ask yourself, you know, we all drink in order to relax. But why do you drink? Do you have to drink? You know, they say for women, recommended is 1 drink a day, I think, or 2 ounces or something like that. I don't know. But do you find yourself consistently wanting to go out and get hammered? Do you find yourself waking up and wanting a drink? Do you find yourself, like, craving a drink? You have to really watch these things, because I developed alcoholism, and because of that, my liver shut down completely. Then my kidneys went. I had to get a transplant, and I developed hepatic encephalopathy, and now I'm reaping the long-term effects of having my brain affected so severely by infection. You really, it's not something I would wish on my worst enemy. So, yeah, you know, take care of yourself. And if you have any vices, if you have any addictions, please take care of them. It's not worth it in the end. Anyway, thanks for listening. And remember, my first novel, The Heartkeeper's Code, is available on Goodreads and Amazon. I love all of you guys. I appreciate all of the support. Thank you for creating a community and a platform for me to share something I'm so passionate about.